Hey y'all, welcome back to the cabin. As you can tell, I have problems. This is almost like sanding for dummies. I literally can't ever get it to get on the wall or the ceiling, and I have a lot of issues. So you all enjoy my mistake. Oh, I gotta move this over. Hey, what we doing?
We're painting.
Well, yeah, he's painting, and I'm just sitting here watching him, to be honest. Ain't that right?
You know, it's hard to get good help anymore.
You all know me better than that. If I'm up here, I'm doing something. So, actually, I have been mudding the ceiling. One second. Third coat of mud. And I'm about to finish the last room, and then all he has to do is
Sand it?
sand it and paint it. And then the whole ceiling's done besides, what was that wood you're putting up in the middle? What's the wood you're...
The trim?
Oh yeah, besides him doing the trim on the ceiling, but it'll all be done.
You know, I got a short joke. Have any of you ever read the short story about the integrity of a flea bag by Ogden Nash? It's a very short story. You want me to tell you? Adam had 'em. People are gonna go, what?
Well, let me just tell you something. I think I've got one better than that. Have you ever heard about the book that was never written? It was called Running to the Outhouse by Willie Make It, illustrated by Betty Wont. Now, whose was better? Come on.
Only yours was better because I let you tell it.
It's a pretty good one.
She stole my line. We thought we would film just a little bit of this painting. You know, what's worse than painting is watching somebody else paint right. But the painting is almost all done in the cabin, guys. All I've got left to do is this little bit right here, the ceiling inside this, and then the ceiling on this front side of the house right there, and all of that painting is done. So once that's done, then it's done. And what did I say that you could do with it?
Everything I want.
Stick a fork in it and call it done.
So listen, guys, we want to know what your favorite Christmas recipes are, whether it be food for the dinner table or the desserts. Send us what your favorite recipe is. I would be very interested in reading those and maybe even trying to recreate, although I'm sure it wouldn't be good as your all's. So email us at Smoky, SMOKY, Mountain, Outpost @gmail.com.
Yeah, don't write them in the comments section, please, because they get too long to, I don't say they get too long to read there, but that's what the email's for, and we can actually keep a record of it and find it much easier than we can the comments on the videos.
Yeah, because a lot of times the comments on the videos, the more, let's say that you were the second person to comment, the more people that comment, which we're extremely thankful for, I would just have a hard time finding the recipe that I've been looking for. But please, each and every one of you, blow up our email with your favorite food or dessert. And you know what? It doesn't even have to be Christmas. Listen, pass them on to a sister, okay?
And now it's time to say goodbye.
But not without my joke.
No, we're not going to say goodbye. Actually, she's got to leave. She did get all of this side of the ceiling sanded and replastered. So as soon as it dries and I sand it off, it's ready to paint. And I've just about got the utility area in the kitchen done. But we went up and gave the chickens some water. Had to break the ice to give them some water. But anyway, she wanted to say goodbye, and I guess she's got another joke.
Yeah. Juan and Amal are identical twins. So if you see their mom, she only carries a picture of Juan. Because if you've seen Juan, you've seen them all. I want to say a special thank you to one of our subscribers for always, she posts funny jokes and I have to always laugh at them.
Sit. Smoky didn't even laugh at that one. Oh my goodness. And I think it was 28 degrees last night, and I think one night this week it's supposed to get down to 23. But guess what? It was like 75 in the cabin. So,
I broke a sweat, had to take the sweatshirt off. It was hot.
yeah. I'll tell you what, wood heat is a whole lot different than like electrical heat, like Jennifer has there at her house, or you know, even I had gas logs at the other cabin, and it's a lot different.
I'd have to say so, but there's no warm like wood stove warm, okay?
When she was putting the mud on the ceiling, before she could get to the next row, the other row was already drying.
Yes, yes. Like I said, no warmth like wood stove warm.
Well, guys, I'm going to say goodbye to her, and then I'm going to get back in the cabin because I've got to move a lot of stuff. I've actually got somebody coming up that does flooring, and tomorrow, and we're going to look at buying some flooring. As soon as I can get the ceiling painted and a few odd and ends done, we'll probably get along with putting the flooring in there. Somebody did message me and said, I hope you don't put that laminate in there. But according to him, he does flooring all the time. He said, I don't want to do hardwood with the dogs, and I don't want to do carpet. I don't want to do anything that has to be glued either, because if I change my mind later, I'll be in trouble. So he said that luxury laminate, they're putting that in $1 million homes now from front to back, bathroom, kitchen included. And he said it can withstand anything that these dogs can dish out to.
Yeah, commercial grade laminate, so.
Anyway, it's going to look good, I promise you. It's going to look like wood flooring, and I'm going to go with a little bit light color, so it's going to look good. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye to her. And
goodbye, you all. It's obviously not the end, but I've got to go. I got a G to G. Got to go.
All right.
Oh.
I don't have, the power panel is actually mounted in here, but I don't have it cut out yet because I still need to get a piece of plywood to staple all the wires up to before I pull them in the power panel. So this is not quite finished yet, so I can't do that portion, but getting closer. The tractor actually quit on me. I started it up there by the cabin, and when I got down here on the side of the hill, it actually quit. It's got California emissions on it, so about every 15 hours or so you've got to rev it up to about 3,300 RPMs for about 15 minutes or so and let it burn out the exhaust, and then it basically the lights go off, and then you're good for another 15 or 20 hours. So when I cranked it, I noticed that they were on, and I run the RPMs up, put it in low gear, and drove it down here, and this is as far as I got it. So I talked to Kubota, and it's a good idea that it may be the fuel filter. Now I have another one right here, and I'm going to clean out the separator as well, and he told me that there was a little bleeder screw on the top of that, and that what I could do is take the old one off, put the new one back on, back that bleeder screw out a couple of turns, let the electric pump let it run, and it should fill it back up. So we're going to give it a shot here, and let's hope that that's it, because I came down to move these logs, and this is as far as I've got. So let's see what we can figure out here. Okay, I got this apart. I don't know if you can see down in there, but it's basically like that. And then, I don't know if you can hear that, but there's some ice down in there. I was getting little bits of it. Let's see. Yeah, right there. It's ice. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to see about knocking all that out. I may just have to let it warm up in the sun and then try to get that out. So see if we can wipe this out some. Yeah, I had no idea what could be the problem, so I called Kubota, and he told me to give this a shot, that he thought I was on the right track. Because it'd been running fine. It's just, it decided to quit all of a sudden, and it's approaching 400 hours, which at the 400 hour mark you're supposed to change the fuel filter and of course the oil again. The oil's already been changed twice in it, but it didn't recommend changing this filter here until 400 hours. So it's at 380 right now, and it's getting close enough I may just go ahead and do it all. It's actually 10 millimeters, so we're going to back that off a couple of turns, he said. One, two, three. He said to actually let it run 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, the oil filter is actually down below the fuel filter, and it's actually got 2 plugs too. got one on this side of the engine and one on that side of the engine, and you loosen them both to drain the oil. Why that is, I don't know, but that's the way you do it. And then of course it's got a hydraulic filter back there that's going to have to be changed too. Haven't had any issues with the hydraulics, but still needs to be changed. But like I said earlier, it stopped on me and I couldn't figure out why. So my first thought was it wasn't getting any fuel, because when I did get it started again, it was missing, even though it was running at a high RPM. I thought, well, I'll just lower the RPM some, and when I did, it just faded totally out, and then it wouldn't start again. I thought, well, maybe the lines could be frozen up, you know. But I called a friend of mine. I said, have you ever had any trouble in the cold weather with your diesel engine? He goes, no. So I thought, well, maybe that's not it. And I thought, well, maybe it's the filter getting clogged up and not actually pumping the fuel. So that's the reason that I'm doing this. Well, I think that that's been 2 or 3 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this key off. And we'll tighten this back down and see if it will crank. Y'all keep your fingers crossed. Okay. All right. Let's see what happens. Well, I actually turned the tractor on and let the emissions blow out, but what evidently had happened was twofold. There was some trash in the line between the tank and the separator, and there was also trash between the separator and the fuel pump. I had changed out the fuel filter, and when I turned the electric pump on, it wasn't filling up. So I took the line off at the fuel pump and I kind of blew on it and couldn't figure out anything. So I hooked it back up, tried it again, wouldn't work. Took the line back off, turned the tractor on, it would not pump out of the fuel pump. So then I took the line off at the separator, blew on that towards the fuel pump, and something gave way. And I thought, well, that's it. You know, so I hooked all that back up, turned the electric fuel pump on, took the bleeder valve out, and let it run for a little while, and it wasn't filling up. So I thought, you know, checked everything again. So then I was able to take the little separator, there's one bolt that holds it on, I was able to take it down, and I blew on the little, like a L valve, or an elbow, and when I blew on that back towards the tank, something big gave way, and then all of a sudden, just gravity only, diesel fuel started pouring out. So I hooked the hose back up to it real quick, going to the fuel pump, and then took the bleeder valve back off after I mounted everything back and it didn't take no time, and diesel fuel was coming out. Now it did take a little bit for it to crank, because I imagine, you know, it had some air in the line by that time, but then it did crank. So here's what we've got now. Now I've never worked on a diesel tractor, and anything mechanicking I try to shy away from it anyway, because I just don't like doing that type of work. I used to change my own oil and stuff like that, but anymore I take it in and have it done, because I just don't like mechanic work. But since I live way out here, I did call the places about 40 miles away where I bought the tractor, and they said they can't come out and work on it, but they can come and pick it up, take it in, work on it. So I said, well, how are you going to get it with the hydraulics down on the back and basically the boom with the fork on it down on the ground. He goes, well, you'll have to take the box blade off. He said, but we might be able to winch it up, but I don't know. It'd be kind of hard. But anyway, I called another friend of mine. He kind of walked me through on what to do. We did it and we got it running, so praise the Lord for that. Anyway, I'm gonna get my stuff picked up and see if I can't finish moving these logs. Watch out, chicken. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Smoky, watch out. I actually had to give those chickens some water real quick because I had to go this morning, take Smoky to the vet because he got an ear infection on the right hand side. He'd been digging at it for about 3 weeks. Didn't get any better. I tried putting oil in it, so took him in. They said that he had a couple of different kinds of bacteria in his ear, and I could either try to treat him at home, which he's hard to handle, to hold down, get that stuff in, or I could bring him back once every 10 days and they would treat him with something a little bit different, kind of like a wax they put down there. It wouldn't come out so easy, and that it shouldn't take it long to heal, so I might have to make 2 or 3 more trips to the vet, but at least we'll get that taken care of. So, and we got the chickens watered. Well guys, I hope that you enjoyed that video. Actually, I was gone most of the day today, like I said a while ago, taking Smoky to the vet. I wanted to try to get something done up here this afternoon, and then got on the tractor and I did go, what, 150 feet and it stopped. That took me about 2 hours to get that fixed, because when you don't know what you're doing, it's kind of frustrating. Just kind of like being in the dark without a flashlight. So, but you know, God is good. He helped me out and we got it fixed and it's running again. So I did get that one pile moved. I got another pile, then a stack of wood, and some slab wood to move. And then once I get all of the debris picked up on that other side and stacked, then I can actually start falling those trees, bucking them up, and then that will pretty much be cleared and ready for the dozer. I actually talked to him earlier today, and he said that 3 weeks would be about right for him. So with, you know, nothing happens, then probably in December sometime, then we will be getting that leveled out, and we can start on milling some logs and some material and digging holes and getting some posts set and getting on with the new buildings. Anyway guys, my son, my daughter and I, we certainly do appreciate you stopping by and visiting us with us up here at the cabin. And might I say too that the chainsaws, I sent those off today, and they're going to, one of them's going to Washington, the other one's going to California. And so I'm hoping that those two individuals get a lot of use out of them. And I'll tell you what, it just pleased me to no end to pull into FedEx and package those things up and send them out. So be sure and share this channel with all your family, your friends, your neighbors, people that you haven't, because as the channel grows, so do the giveaways, and we're looking forward to the next big milestone giveaway, as well as our monthly giveaways that we do every month. We're looking forward to giving that stuff away to you guys who basically are the channel and support what we're doing up here. Anyway, we hope everyone has a great afternoon. You all take care, and we look forward to seeing you back up here at the cabin again next time.